A glimpse into the most expensive mansion in Bel Air. For those of us who can only dream of the lifestyles of the wealthiest people in the world, there's Casa Encantada, the biggest mansion in the world. This house can only be called a palace. Take a tour of this massive property with me and see what makes it so special, both inside and out. Millions of dollars have been paid for mansions in LA with a bowling alley, a sequoia grove in the grounds, and even the floor that Napoleon Bonaparte once. All of these wonderful homes have one thing in common. It costs less than the most expensive mansion for sale in Bel at $225 million, Casa Encantada. We're going to take a look at Casa Encantada today. Even in such a massive state with so much to offer, it stands out. You can get that view anywhere in the City of Angels. Casa Encantada is usually billed as the most expensive house on the market, but it's a designation it's held in the past as well. Actually, the estate has been a hallmark of the luxury market since way back in the golden age of Hollywood. If you're wondering about the rich widow named Hilda Weber in 1934, imagine that she had plenty of money to spend. And if she looks back on it now, she would have done better to go buy 8.5 acres in Bel Air for $100,000. Nowadays, that would be equivalent of about $1.9 million. If there's one thing wealthier people can show off with their success better than anyone else, it's constructing a lavish home in the heart of a country club. During the course of several years, Mrs. Weber hired a large number of craftsmen and world-renowned architect James Dolana to construct the estate of her wildest dreams, and by 1938, the house was complete. Although this may seem like much money today, she would have lost all of her wealth had she built the $2 million mansion. Truly, the estate was arguably the most lavish mansion in all of California. And if you're not yet convinced, don't worry. Even if I had not visited the estate myself, I would have not believed such a dwelling existed in the world. What's so shocking about the estate? How fancy do you think it would have to be to keep Hollywood's king away? The estate has a main house of over 40,000 square feet that is 60 rooms wide. The interior is entirely custom-designed furniture from prominent designer Rob's John Gibbons. In addition to being incredible on the inside, at the time of Weber's ownership, the 8.5-acre grounds included both tennis courts and badminton courts, with spectators' galleries to boot. There were also swimming pools and several gardens, as well as a tunnel connecting the country club ground to the rest of the property. However, no one knows whether or not this tunnel still exists today. After spending excessively to establish her own estate, she went into financial trouble after her death. The estate was purchased in 19 by Conrad Hilton for what would be equal to $2.3 million today for being put up for auction. Billionaire businessman David Murdoch purchased the home for $12.4 million, and Gary Winnick, the home's last owner, later purchased it for $94 million. He spent 2 years and millions of dollars restoring it to the point that it is still to this day. So many hands have now gone through it. That estate has undergone several changes. As far as the interior of the home, the agents, previous owners, and anyone else connected to the listing has been so hush-hush about it that it's unclear exactly what is going on inside this historical landmark estate. It might sound superficial, but first, let's talk about the grounds. In my opinion, they are absolutely unmatched. With lush green manicured landscapes, it has all the features of any professional garden I've ever seen. Considering the surroundings, with a nearby country club and a private setting in the heart of a city that has very little privacy, the estate is unbeatable. Believe me, some of the things I've seen from the penthouse downtown have been deeply unsettling. To enter the estate, you must pass through an impressive iron gate set in 2 ornate stone pillars. Well landscaped with lots of different landscaping designs available. You'll also find various fountains, plenty of places to do various outdoor activities, and those iconic palm trees. Over to the side, you will find a charming rose garden with benches and statues. They point to the neoclassical design of the estate. As well as the fountain in the middle of the garden, there is also an Italianate garden, complete with koi pond. There's also a gorgeous pool with incredible views of the city. It's more than double size of the typical house. This place has a lot to offer, such a huge bar with a lounge and a beautiful rose garden. In addition to that all, there's a screening room. How great it would go for a swim and relax in the hot tub and drink a cocktail in your personal theater. And despite that, that's not the only additional building on the estate. Under the house, it's said that she had up to 42 full-time employees including housekeepers and ground staff. If you're going to have a place like this, you'll definitely need to take on some help, and that is why the estate includes not only one but two staff headquarters for assistants. There are also two-story guest quarters for visitors who may feel like 60 rooms are enough to offer a place for guests to have the privacy they deserve. Even if you would rather walk the gardens but don't want to deal with LA's famous June gloom or August heat waves, you can step into the large greenhouse for exotic plants and fine fruits and vegetables. Of course, if you're not that into gardening and more into metal, there's a two-story garage with lots of rooms for luxury cars. There is then, of course, the main home. 20 of the rooms are bathrooms and 7 are bedrooms. This means there are 33 rooms to relax, eat, play, and entertain in. Upon entering the home, you'll find yourself in the grand reception hall. Surely not everyone can get a black card, but still, the grand reception hall is impressive 18-foot tall ceilings. With the first floor of the home featuring the kitchen, dining room, living room, and family room, as well as a bar and a separate card room. They also have a breathtaking library, paneled with walnuts that look as though they're in a Jane Austen novel. The windows face the rose garden and the French doors open onto the beautiful grounds. You can see a marble fireplace and a portrait of George Washington in the great room. In the more simplistic rooms, this particular property features million-dollar views on both coasts by design. The house is shaped and aged so that every room offers a view of something different. From some rooms, you can see the Pacific Ocean. From others, you can see the dazzling city skyline. And for many, the stunning scenery of the lush rose garden and the ornate swimming pool can be seen. Inside, bedrooms and luxurious bathrooms are found. Now I've said it all. Casa Encantada is the most expensive home on the market in Bel Air. What do you think? Considering that it's priced for a historic estate, would you say it's worth it? What kind of party do you think you would throw? Share your thoughts in the comments below.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, and comment.